Hey guys, welcome back to NCIX, and we are at CES still, and we are at the ASUS suite, so we're going to look at some of the awesome stuff that they have going on, and Nick is going to show us some monitors and systems, and even some cool PCIe cards over there. You just you wait. So anyways, first we're going to start with the GSync monitor here, right?
Yeah. So this is our the world's first WQHD GSync monitor. A lot of the monitors announced here at CES featuring GSync have been 1080p. They've all been 1080p. This is the first 2560 by 1440. It is also our first ROG branded monitor. So it is oriented at gaming, obviously, with the GSync. It is a TN panel, so that will get you the 1 millisecond response time, the up to 144 hertz refresh rate. And the big thing about this will be its price. It will be priced at $799. It will be available around March.
Okay, and when did you say that's coming out? Sorry?
That will be March for $799.
Sounds good. Okay, and over here we have a beast of a system. What's this about?
So this is a big Cooler Master Cosmos 2 case that we've built up to show a couple of things. The first is on the front panel here. This is our ROG front-based dual bay gaming panel. So this is a 4-inch LED LCD here, and it's basically going to give you a bunch of different controls and options. You'll have CPU frequency that you can adjust and monitor, all the CPU fan headers, all the chassis fan headers that you can monitor and change, as well as CPU temp, motherboard temps, system volume, some audio output, some USB, a couple specialized buttons that'll let you do stuff like escape out of a game to your desktop immediately in case you don't want someone to know what you're doing.
Well, yeah, of course, because that's necessary.
Will help you control all the features as well.
It's great to see you guys building in features to allow people to be sneaky. That's awesome. And so obviously you need a motherboard that supports this display. But
so
I mean,
on the X79, the black edition, and then the formula on Z87.
Sweet.
On the inside, the second thing that we're showing here is the Poseidon graphics card. So this is something that had been shown previously, maybe I believe at the last Computex. It's basically a water cooler and air cooler in one. So you got the dual fans, kind of like the DC2 design. Then you also have the inlets and outlets and the water block.
And that's a 780, you said?
So this is a GTX 780. This was in development way before 780 Ti, so we may be seeing some other models, but this is the 780.
All right. Right on. This is very interesting because you got a SATA Express proof of concept kind of thing going on here.
So this is functional. And we may be seeing some demos later on in the year as SATA Express devices become available, but this is basically going to increase the bandwidth from 6 gigabits a second to 10 gigabits a second. So here we're showing a couple on this Z87 board. We're not going to be selling the Z87 board with the SATA Express, but you will be seeing it on the next chipset.
All right. Awesome. And then speaking of SATA Express 10 gigabits per second, we're going to go to Thunderbolt, which is kind of the competitor.
20 gigabits per second.
Yeah, well, yeah, there's that. So
that's a Thunderbolt 2 card. Our previous Thunderbolt 1 card didn't make it to market. This has been certified by Intel, will be released late February, early March at the sub-$100 price point. It will require an ASUS motherboard because the PCIe lanes do have to sync with a Thunderbolt.
Okay.
And that's what this little header is right here.
Right. So you got to plug that into the motherboard, and then the back of it plugs into.
So yeah, we do have a display port plugged in because the card can also act as a DisplayPort output. So you can use that to output to a DisplayPort monitor with the cable from the back of the card.
Right. So just run your monitor off that guy and use your
storage or for display.
Oh, sweet.
And then the last one is a very rough proof of concept as well, and this is also involving Thunderbolt 2.
So this is the final consumer product, right?
Yes, this is exactly how it comes. You have to assemble it yourself.
Just kidding. That's not what it is. It's...
Yeah, but technically, a storage manufacturer could choose to implement this all inside of a box, right, and then you just connect that box with a single cable to your motherboard. So on the inside here, we have a Z87 Deluxe Quad motherboard, which has 2 Thunderbolt 2 ports on the I/O back panel. And then what we're doing here is we're taking 2 of our RaidR PCI Express SSD cards, we're RAIDing them together and connecting them through Thunderbolt, and then going from Thunderbolt to the back of the motherboard.
Right.
So it's just simulating an external hard drive, and all of those components would be on the inside, and those just to show gigabyte per second read speeds and close to gigabyte per second write speeds.
Yeah, just to show the guys, be like, you know what, you could make something and then get, a gig read per second and whatever that is, 850 megabytes per second.
This is running Crystal Disk Benchmark, right, in the background. It's just an overlay for the presentation.
Okay. But the overlay looks great.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so we're looking at the ASUS M70 now, which has a actually really cool feature. It's got wireless charging on the top of it right now, right? So that's I mean, you got wireless charging with pads, but this is like to see it integrated in a desktop like that. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so this is our brand new design, M70 design. So here on the front, you can of course slide it down for your ODDs and all the classic front bay options, including the multi-card readers. And on the top, like you mentioned here, we have both wireless charging and NFC Express as standard on these M70 desktops.
Oh, wow, okay.
So as kind of a demo here, this doesn't come like this with the fan on top.
You can buy this fan just like this.
We have set up a fan to work off of this wireless charging so that when you go through and drop it on top, it'll power. Of course, if you have a Qi compatible device like a Nexus 5 or a Nexus 7, you can go ahead and drop it on there and wirelessly charge the device. And on the NFC side, you can log in, you can set up file and video transfers, and all sorts of cool little stuff.
All right, and over here we got the new Transformer book, and I've always kind of been a fan of these. I just for the sheer curiosity of it, that you have Windows in the dock and then Android on the tablet. And I kind of want one, but it's not really. We use editing systems, so it's like if you guys made like a big beefy version of this, I would get it just because I think it's so cool. But what's new with this updated version? It's got Tegra 4 and
so the tablet, which is an 18.4-inch tablet, that's remained the same. It's still full HD, a 1080p resolution, and just like you said, the Tegra 3 has been updated to Tegra 4 on the tablet, and then the base station now has Haswell processor. The only other differences are that it now has 802.11ac Wi-Fi, and then everything on the back of the tablet itself and the base station has all been blacked out instead of silver on the last version.
Just take that on the bus and read a book. Why not?
There you go. And then so you'll connect over your home network, and you'll basically you can remote back into your base station. So you can use Windows still. You can see that technically we are in Android, remoting into the Windows system, and we have a little OS switching button on the side. The blue one here will allow you to switch OSs over to Android. Or to go back over to Windows if you want to do so.
Super easy, awesome. And then you can also just buy the monitor by itself. Is that
so
the
since
tablet?
We released that first one, exactly what you said. There's enough demand or inquiry, or the big bosses above decided, hey, let's sell this separately.
People are trying to compensate with their tablets, And okay, so over here we got the routers. So you guys are breaking a bit of ground here with the first quad antenna router. Is that right?
Yep. So this is our whole kind of 802.11ac setup. A lot of the stuff's been released, but the AC87 is the big deal. So 802.11ac allowed for 4 antennas. The specification said, hey, you can now do 4 antennas. So we want to do 4
Just
antennas.
letting you know, you can do 4 antennas. So yeah.
So all these devices, the new phones, laptops are coming with 802.11ac now, right? So I think for any consumer that's out there that's looking to upgrade their router, or they're just looking to purchase a router, it's probably pretty good and pretty important to get an 802.11ac router at this point.
Yeah, we're having crazy troubles in our hotel right now with internet. So can we just borrow this? Can we just take it over? Because
it's actually not going to be available till about summer.
Okay, summer 2014 it'll come out. Well, it's available right now, though. It's right there. Can I just... Come on.
I'll leave. And
whatever happens. And then you just turn your eye. Okay. All right. Well, that's it for the ASUS suite. Thanks a lot for showing us around, Nick.
No problem.
And stay tuned for more CES coverage. And don't forget to subscribe to make sure you get it all.